French President Emmanuel Macron has stated that France is open to dialogue in order to extend France's nuclear umbrella to other nations of Europe. In fact, this shows a shift in the strategic thinking of Europe. Even though many nations of Europe at one point of time were superpowers, post Second World War they became middle powers. Middle power means a power which in fact accepts another nation as a superpower, and in fact under that hegemony it gets some security guarantees. Because of the extension of NATO to Europe, the security umbrella it got extended to Europe, and the Americans were taking care of the security of Europe till date. But after the Trump second administrative term, the Europeans started raising questions and doubts about the American involvement in Europe. Particularly, the Americans have made it a condition that in order to get the NATO security guarantees, every nation in Europe should spend at least 2% of its GDP in defense. But this rule is becoming too hectic for the Europeans. And along with that, the Russia-Ukraine war is also threatening the Europeans' security and stability. Because of which reason, France, rather than depending on the Americans, is in fact acting independently in Europe. This is what is called as European sovereignty or European strategic autonomy. Under this, France's nuclear umbrella would be extended to the entirety of Western Europe. It means that France's nuclear arsenal would be physically shifted to other nations in Europe. And this physical shifting is not proliferation, primarily because the control over the nuclear weapons and along with that the legal ownership of the nuclear weapons will stay with France, but it would just be distributing these nuclear weapons to other nations, and this is called as nuclear sharing. And currently, USA under NATO has stationed its nuclear weapons at 5 places, that is Belgium, Germany, Italy, Netherlands and Turkey. Similarly, Russia also has placed its nuclear weapons in Belarus. Now, France, because of this additional responsibility, is going to definitely station some of the nuclear weapons in other places of Europe so that the dependency on Americans are going to reduce, and this will in fact enhance France's position as a strategic power in Europe. And whenever a superpower shrinks responsibility or whenever it moves away from any responsibility, the middle powers have to fill in. Otherwise, the global order is going to become global disorder. And in European case, the Russia-Ukraine war has clearly shown that Americans are in fact an unwilling partner in Europe, and no European nation puts its security interests in the American hands anymore. So this is the new change that is happening. Let's wait how this change is going to transition Europe. In Europe, we have to wait and watch. Thank you.